Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 16th. This week, if you want to catch me live, I go live every single day at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But Aquarius, let's see what is going on for you here. And this looks, how crazy is this? Look at this. You have this butterfly card, and then you have this butterfly card as well. That is pretty cool. So this looks like a good reading. You have one of my favorite cards here, the serendipity card, which is amazing. So let's keep this good reading going, and let's see what this is. I feel like this is like a total transformation for you here, Aquarius. Like things look really, really good here. So let's dig into this here and let's see what is going on for you. I only have like one criticism of this reading, one thing that I feel like could be a challenge, but overall, I would say that this is very positive. You start off with the koi fish spirit, says there is always enough. So definitely an energy of abundance in this reading. You have the serendipity card, which is kind of like being pushed. It's like saying you are being pushed towards greatness, or you are being pushed towards good things in your life. So I definitely like to see that. I do feel like some of you could be seeing how you tricked yourself out of something. Or you could be feeling like maybe you lost out on something here. I'm almost getting second chance vibes though. So, if you feel like you tricked yourself out of like an opportunity, I feel like it's like you could be kind of getting a second chance here, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. You have the serendipity card, which is like things falling into place, obviously. I love this card because it's a card of like luck in this deck. And also like she's being lifted up by this 4-leaf clover. So I feel like there is a very uplifting energy here for you. The butterflies, I mean, this is crazy. The two butterfly cards here. This butterfly card here says take a leap of faith. And this card here also kind of represents some sort of leap of faith. So I do feel some of you could be taking a leap of faith at this time. In your first row here, you have the Strength card, the Hangman, and the Page of Cups. For some of you, I feel you were very patient in a love situation here with this first row. And I almost feel like something slipped away with the Page of Cups. This is a very specific story. I feel like for some of you, either you lost, either a person slipped away or you slipped away from a person. But then you go from the Page of Cups to the Star to the King of Swords. It's like the situation wasn't mature in the first place, Page of Cups. The Star, maybe two people needed to detach or separate from each other so that they could raise their vibration, so that they could heal, or for whatever reason with the Star card. And it's like in the future, maturity. King of Swords. So for some of you, I do feel like this could be like a person from the past coming back. But if it is a person from the past coming back, I feel like you have both matured. So it's like you would know that you should take this person back because they will be mature. If you're saying, I don't want my ex back, then they're probably not mature. So that message is not for you, is what I'd say there, Aquarius. But again, if you have both changed, then that's what is going on here with this. Look at, there are butterflies on the King of Swords. How crazy is this? So there are butterflies behind him on his chair there, or on his throne, whatever you want to call it. And there are butterflies. So crazy, crazy reading. A lot of synchronicities, I would say, for you this week as well. Just the synchronicities between the different decks and the cards. That is pretty cool. But I feel like there were a lot of delays in a past situation here with these cards. For others, I feel like this could be a relationship situation where someone in this situation thought that it would require a lot of work. The Strength card. The Strength card is a good card, but it's a card of needing to be bold, needing to be assertive, needing to be very strong. And then you have the Hangman. It's like someone, I feel, withdrew from a relationship situation, probably thinking that they weren't strong enough. And again, if we take this row here, Aquarius, Strength, Star, and then the World. So you, right here. But it's almost like someone had to heal, just like I said, this way, and so that there could be some sort of change or rebirth with the World card. Crazy reading. Next, you have this butterfly card. It says, take a leap of faith. Definitely some sort of leap of faith that you, Aquarius, know that you should take. The Star. You are showing up in the center position, in the strongest position as well as the strongest version of you, the Star. So this is a very good reading, Aquarius. I feel like this is a lot of power, a lot of good things coming in for you here. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Star, and the Nine of Wands. To me, this says that if you are thinking of going back to something that you once did, your life will never be the same again, plain and simple. Especially with this here. Seven of Pentacles. It's like you're wondering, should I reinvest in a situation, or should I put my heart and soul into something? He is like saying to himself, like, was this worth the work? Was this worth the effort? Was all the work I put in to grow these Seven of Pentacles, was it worth it? You could be also asking, will it be worth it? So it's like maybe you're thinking about, anything, really. Could be starting a relationship, starting a business. For a lot of you, I feel like you are revisiting something for some reason here. We're going to clarify in just a minute. But I feel like a revisiting energy, or like a coming back around energy, just because of the synchronicities between the butterflies and things like that. There's something about connections here. But again, you're thinking, should I revisit something? The Star. It's like you took some time to heal. The Nine of Wands. Don't give up. Again, another card that would kind of represent potentially revisiting something or giving something one last shot. So for some of you, again, maybe this isn't necessarily you going back to the past. Maybe this is you giving something one last shot, giving something like one good, solid effort. And again, if you do that, your life will never be the same again. I feel like this could be anything. This could be a business idea, a job, could be a relationship. And again, it could be a relationship that you're in currently, and it's like you're giving something one last shot is what I feel here. And I feel like you should, because I feel like there will be a ton of success. Next, you have this community card. Again, Seven of Swords here, community card. This says open up, basically, because the Seven of Swords is a card of the lone wolf. And it can say that, you should open up to allow other people to help you in your life. So I feel like there are people, there's no reason, King of Swords, to be alone. Especially if you're looking for help, or if you're working on a project or whatever, there are people who you could open up to, the world as well, that will help you on anything that you're trying to work on here, Aquarius. Yeah, I feel like you're stuck, especially if you're at a standstill. You have the standstill card, but I would say if you are stuck, or if things are not moving forward on a project or in a business or whatever, I feel like other people will be able to help you. You have the King of Swords, Seven of Swords in the world. I feel like this Seven of Swords, Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but to me, it can also represent you not doing something because it's like you're trying to prevent being hurt in the future. This guy is stealing these swords from this army back here on the Seven of Swords. And it kind of says that he is trying to prevent, injury, or he's trying to prevent that army from using those swords against him in the morning, or in the next battle, basically. But it's kind of like saying, the Seven of Swords says that, you can't carry all those swords. There are still two swords behind him that he is looking back at as well. So it kind of says like, he doesn't realize that, by trying to prevent something from happening, he basically can't. He can't prevent any obstacles or challenges. Seven of Swords basically says that no matter how hard you try to make something perfect, it never will be perfect. No matter how hard you try to avoid all obstacles, that it's life. It's impossible, basically, with the Seven of Swords. The King of Swords just says, guess what? The only solution in the Seven of Swords is wisdom, knowledge, learning. The King of Swords, Star, King of Swords, you, Aquarius. This basically says you have learned everything you need. You can easily overcome obstacles. You're the King of Swords. You are the king that has been through the most battles, the King of Swords. So it's like, it doesn't matter if you're dealing with an obstacle or challenge, you will easily overcome it with that King of Swords. And you also show up here, again, Aquarius, top corner right here. So you are showing up in a very strong position this week. This is a very, very good reading for you here, even with this Seven of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune, again, if you are dealing with someone from the past, like I said, if there was lying, cheating, stealing, I would say no, don't go back to the past. But, like I said also earlier in the reading, to me, this looks like maturity. It looks like that probably didn't happen in the first place. So that's what I would say there. But this looks very good. Let's clarify this and get more detail. Aquarius, let's see what we have for you, Aquarius people. Between the Strength card and the, this is crazy, the Strength card and the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Coffin. I just did who did I just do? I just did Capricorn and Taurus. And both of them had the coffin in this first row here, Aquarius. Very interesting. If you're dealing with a Capricorn or Taurus, I would go watch their readings. But the Nine of Diamonds, the coffin, is a card of death. It's like a card of stepping into a new life. So I do feel for some of you, this is just talking about an upgrade. Like I said, it's almost like you have upgraded your energy in this diagonal. I feel like this is the most important part of the reading right here. The Page of Cups, the Star, to the King of Swords. This is like a glow up. It's like a, major improvement. Between the Hangman and the Star, you have the Snake. The Snake is a card of seduction, and it is a card of being tricked into something. So it's coming up in this row with the Seven of Swords. We're going to have to get more details here. But this basically, I feel like with the Hangman here, it's saying, like, don't rush into anything. The Snake is a card of, like, buying into something because you've been seduced into it. I feel like the Hangman is saying, if someone's trying to sell you something, or, if someone's telling you something costs a certain amount of money, this says, like, get a second opinion. Especially with this King of Swords here. So if you're like having work done on your car, I feel like the Hangman is saying, slow things down, get a second opinion with the King of Swords, and you'll be fine. Between the Page of Cups and the Nine of Wands, you have the Ten of Hearts here. The Ten of Hearts is true love. It is your, it's a card called the Dog, and it represents loyalty. And so this could be true love coming in for you. For some of you, the Snake here could also say, with the Ten of Hearts, that you are just very attracted to a person, or someone is very attracted to you. And so there could be a relationship coming in where there's just a lot of attraction. Between the Seven of Pentacles and the King of Swords, you have the Moon. The Moon is your romantic fantasies. The Moon is a card of needing to manifest your desires here on Earth. It's a very good card in the Lenormand, and it can even represent like gifts from the universe as well. So definitely a very good card for you. And look at this. Between the Star and the Seven of Swords, you have the Ring. The Ring is a card of marriage and engagement. So some of you could be getting married. Again, I would be careful. Some of you could be going through like a divorce situation here due to lying, cheating, stealing in a marriage situation with that Seven of Swords. So I would be careful of that. I would also be careful of repeating a cycle. The Ring here represents cycles in the Lenormand. The World also represents repeating a cycle. So if you are going back to the past here, with this Seven of Swords, I would just say, make sure to not repeat the same cycle over again. That's it. I would just make sure that you're doing things differently this time around. Between the Nine of Wands and the World, you have the Birds. The Bird says, trust your intuition. It is a card of receiving messages. So I feel like a lot of you could be receiving like intuitive downloads or intuitive messages with the Birds, and I feel like you just need to listen to those messages. Top row, you have very tricky energy. You have the Fox here as well. I would definitely be careful of a tricky situation here, especially anything involving seduction. The Fox is a card of tricky energy. I feel two ways about this. For some of you, I feel like this is talking about a second opinion, like based off of something that you could be purchasing. So if you're about to make an expensive purchase, I would, number one, make sure to do your research. Number two, like if you're buying something that could be inspected, I would have it inspected, like a house or a car, or have somebody take a look at it. Like, if you're buying a car used, I would have a mechanic look at it first, or something like that here. For others, I feel like this is saying don't trick yourself out of something that you truly desire. Let's see what it is. Six of Diamonds, feeling like you're not good enough. Six of Diamonds is called the clover, and it represents a 4-leaf clover right here. But I always say with the Six of Diamonds, if you were a 4-leaf clover in a patch of 3-leaf clovers, you wouldn't feel special. All the other little 3-leaf clovers would be making fun of you because you had an extra leaf, right? You wouldn't know that you were the symbol of luck. So I feel like this is saying, don't trick yourself out of something that could be very, very good for you. I feel like we can do this. Like sometimes we can think that a relationship is too good for us. So we're like, I can't have that or whatever. It could be a job as well. It's like maybe we feel like it's too much responsibility when it actually isn't. And, so then we don't make as much money as we possibly could. So I feel like for some of you, this is saying be bold, be assertive. Six of Diamonds, very, very lucky card. It's the most lucky card in the Lenormand. But it is a card of imposter syndrome. It is a card that says maybe you don't feel good enough to have something. I feel like you need to change your words. Bottom row, you have the Tower. The Tower is a card of isolation. It's not like the Tower in the Tarot. It can represent isolation. It's also a card of guidance as well. And it kind of just says follow your inner guidance. And 7 of diamonds, so I feel like you need to follow your guidance. I'm going to pull you an extra row here. Top row again, you have the child. Crazy. Almost every single sign has had the child in their last row. It is a card of curiosity. But again, with the fox here, it would just say, I feel like it's saying, you know, get a second opinion on something. Middle row, you have the star. Amazing. You have 2 6s here. 2 6s to me says you're on the right path. You're going in the right direction. The star is a turnaround in the Lenormand. It just represents obstacles being removed from your life. So I feel like certain obstacles are being removed. And bottom row, you have the King of Hearts here. King of Hearts is called the house or the home. And it could just be like your true love coming in for you here. So I feel like this could be a true love coming in for you here, Aquarius. Could be any sign. You know, King of Hearts, a lot of people ask, you know, would it be a water sign? It could be. But, you know, to me, the Lenormand is like a little bit more ambiguous. It's, you know, it could be any sign. It could be a water sign, could be a Leo, could be another Aquarius, could be a Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo. Could be anything, basically. But this is a very, very good reading. I love this. So, you know, except for this right here, I would just keep your head on straight. If something smells fishy with this fox card, if something doesn't seem right, it probably isn't. So trust your inner guidance with that fox card. If something seems sneaky, it probably is. So I would just be very careful. But other than that, this looks amazing. So thank you for watching, Aquarius, and definitely enjoy your week.